Tommy Peterson was the classroom's biggest bully, just like his father Mike had taught him. "Be strong, don't let anyone push you around," Mike would say. When Emily Carter gave him a disciplinary penalty, Mike went ballistic. He stormed into the classroom, pounded on the desk and threatened Emily. "You can't order me around with that weak voice." But he didn't know that in Emily's office closet sat the boxing gloves she'd used for 8 years. And that day, she wouldn't need those gloves. Welcome to Human Stories. Before we begin this tale of quiet strength, hidden skills, and unexpected confrontation, tell me in the comments where you're watching from today, and if you believe stories like this deserve to be remembered, hit that subscribe button and help us keep them alive. Jefferson Elementary School in Millbrook, Ohio is a typical American elementary school with 450 students. Emily Carter had been teaching 5th grade mathematics there for 3 years. At 28, standing 5'5", she was known for her gentle and calm demeanor. Students loved her because she never raised her voice and patiently explained every concept. On the top shelf of Emily's office closet sat her old boxing gloves. Nobody ever saw them, and Emily never mentioned them to anyone. These gloves were silent witnesses to her past. During her college years, she'd boxed amateur for 8 years and won the Ohio State Championship. 23 fights, 19 victories, known for her powerful left hook and lightning-fast reflexes. But when she graduated from education school in 2019, she decided to leave boxing behind. Teaching and violence don't mix, she'd thought. She'd placed those gloves in the closet for the last time and completely left her ring life behind. Now she focused solely on mathematics. Tommy Peterson was one of the most challenging student cases Emily had encountered. At 12 years old, bigger than his peers, he constantly bothered the smaller children in class. He'd take their toys, tear up their homework. He'd made little Amy Johnson cry and broken Mark Stevens' glasses. Emily had talked with him countless times. "Tommy, you need to be kind to your classmates." "Nobody can make me do anything," Tommy would reply. "My dad says so. You gotta be strong." Mike Peterson, Tommy's father, was a 38-year-old construction worker. Standing 6'3" and weighing 260 pounds, he was a powerfully built man. He constantly gave his son the message to be strong. "Don't let anyone push you around. Fight if you have to," he'd tell him. This philosophy had turned Tommy into the school bully. Despite Emily's patient interventions, Tommy's behavior kept getting worse. Finally, she was forced to give him a disciplinary penalty according to school rules. That Wednesday, half an hour after school ended, Mike Peterson stormed into Emily's classroom. "Who do you think you are, giving my son a penalty?" he shouted, slamming the door open. Emily was sitting at her desk, checking student papers. She responded calmly, "Mr. Peterson, please have a seat. We can discuss Tommy's behavior." "Discuss?" Mike angrily approached the desk. "You can't order me around with that weak voice." He slammed his fist on the desk. Emily's papers scattered in the air. Emily stood up, but her tone remained calm. "Mr. Peterson, please calm down. We're in a school." "A school?" Mike mocked. "What kind of teacher are you? You look like a kid yourself." Tommy stood behind his father, grinning. He was enjoying watching this scene. "Tommy is bullying other children," Emily said firmly. "This behavior is unacceptable." "Bullying?" Mike approached Emily threateningly. "My son is protecting himself. You don't understand because you're weak." Emily stepped back, but the determination in her voice continued. "Strength doesn't mean hurting others." "Doesn't it?" Mike mocked and deliberately knocked Emily's pencil holder to the floor. "Pick those up." Emily's patience was beginning to wear thin. She thought about the gloves in the closet, but she controlled herself. "Mr. Peterson, please leave. You can discuss this with the principal." "Principal?" Mike laughed. "You're going to talk to me. You're going to cancel my son's penalty right now." "No," Emily said with clear voice. "I won't." Mike wasn't expecting this courage. "What did you say to me?" "I won't cancel the penalty. Tommy is behaving badly and needs to learn from this." Mike's face reddened with anger. Are you challenging me?" Emily took a deep breath. She remembered something from her boxing training. If you show fear, the bully becomes more aggressive. "I'm just doing what's right," Emily said. Mike lost control. "I'll show you what's right." He put his hand on Emily's shoulder to push her hard. That's when Emily Carter transformed from math teacher to Ohio State boxing champion. The reflex was so fast that Mike couldn't understand what happened. Emily caught his hand and professionally twisted his wrist. Mike lost his balance and fell to the ground. "Mr. Peterson," Emily said, a new authority in her voice. "Don't touch me." Mike got up in shock. What did you do?" Self-defense, Emily said calmly but firmly. And if you attack again, there's more you'll learn. Tommy had never seen his father defeated like this. He was frozen. Mike angrily swung his fist toward Emily. But Emily was ready. She easily stepped aside, caught Mike's arm, and used a judo move to put him on the ground again. "Stop," Emily commanded. "That's enough." Mike remained on the ground, breathing heavily. Who do you think you are?" Emily looked at him, now completely a different person. "I'm Emily Carter, math teacher, and Ohio State amateur boxing champion." Mike's eyes widened. Boxing champion? 8 years of active boxing, 19 victories in 23 fights. But I prefer not to have to use it. Emily took a boxing stance. "Now you're going to leave. And you're going to stop supporting Tommy's bullying." Mike got up, but he was no longer aggressive. I was just protecting my son." "The wrong way. Teach Tommy what real strength is, not bullying others." Tommy looked at his father in amazement. For the first time, his strong father had been stopped by someone. "Tommy," Emily said with a gentle but firm voice, "bullying isn't strength, it's weakness. Real strength is helping others." Mike left with his head spinning. Tommy quietly followed behind. The next day, Tommy came to school different. He was quiet, thoughtful. "Miss Carter," he said during recess, "my dad talked to me for a long time last night." "What did you talk about?" "He said you're really a strong woman, but you weren't trying to hurt anyone." Emily smiled. "What do you think?" "Maybe I should stop bullying. And Dad's going to take anger management classes." From that day on, Tommy completely changed. He no longer bothered other children, and even started helping them. Mike Peterson, when he came to school, respectfully greeted Emily and apologized. "Miss Carter, you're an amazing teacher, and you were right." After this experience, Emily realized she didn't need to hide her past. Boxing training had given her not just physical strength, but mental strength too. Now, she was using this power more effectively in her classroom. The gloves were still in the closet, but she no longer felt the need to hide them. She knew what real strength was. A month later, Emily was invited to speak at a school assembly about conflict resolution. Standing before 300 students, she told them about her boxing background for the first time. "I learned boxing not to hurt people, but to defend myself and others," she explained. "Real strength is knowing when not to fight, and how to solve problems with words instead of fists." A student raised her hand. "Miss Carter, do you still box?" Emily smiled. "I keep my skills sharp, but I prefer teaching mathematics. Both require patience, practice, and precision." After the assembly, several teachers approached her. The principal, Mrs. Davidson, was particularly impressed. "Emily, would you consider leading our anti-bullying program? I think your unique background could really help our students." "I'd be honored," Emily replied. That afternoon, Emily opened her office closet and looked at her old boxing gloves. She took them down and placed them on her desk, not as a threat, but as a reminder that strength comes in many forms, and the strongest people are often the quietest ones. Tommy Peterson never bullied another student. In fact, he became one of the most helpful kids in school, often standing up for smaller children when other bullies tried to pick on them. His father, Mike, started attending anger management classes, and even volunteered as a coach for the school's baseball team. The incident became a turning point, not just for Tommy and his father, but for the entire school culture. Emily's story spread, and parents began to see their children's teachers with new respect and understanding. Emily kept teaching mathematics, but now with an added responsibility as the school's conflict resolution coordinator. Her boxing gloves remained visible on her desk, a quiet reminder that sometimes The most powerful lessons come from the most unexpected teachers. If you were in Emily's position, how would you have used your hidden skills? Have you ever misjudged someone's capabilities based on their appearance? Share your experiences in the comments below. If this story of quiet strength and unexpected courage resonated with you, don't forget to subscribe. Because at Human Stories, we believe that real power is most effective when combined with patience and wisdom.